The key to our success was not really our brain as such, but the access that we got to other brains, the ability to cooperate and constantly exchange and trade with one another. Exchange favors, ideas, technologies, inventions, goods and services. And the more open you are to that, the more you look at what the others are looking at, the better off you are. That's the key to humanity's success. Cultures only die from two things: murder or suicide. And, added Toynbee, most often it is suicide. So it's not disasters, it's not pandemics, it's not even war, because they come and go, but they don't necessarily destroy ideas, the ability to rebuild afterwards. There's just one thing that can destroy that, and that is turning our backs on openness and on trade and on exchange. And that's often what has happened historically. When we face a crisis, we react instinctively by trying to protect what we have and retreat from the world. And that is unfortunately the very thing, ironically, that destroys our culture and stops it from benefiting from what goes on in other places as well. And this is the tiny bit of a problem with human nature. I praised it, the fact that we are traders. It comes so naturally to us to meet with strangers and try to learn who they are and how we can benefit one another. But we are not just traders, we are also tribalists. We also belong to a certain tribe, a certain group, and we're certainly suspicious of those who belong to the other one. The problem, of course, is that the most difficult problems we're facing today are not another raiding band that we should kill. It's a virus, or it is climate change, or it could be a loss of productivity and innovation in our industries, and we don't solve them by hiding or by fighting. We solve them by cooperating and exchanging, innovating and imitating. And then we need to be open to the world. And that's the key to the future of our economies. Not every country, not every continent is going to stay open. Some will look to the big men and the great leaders and the tribes and the collectives to keep them safe. And they will be the losers. They will be the countries and the cultures that will slowly strangle the pool of innovative thought, because that only comes from being open to competition, so that you get competition and innovation from the best ideas out there, so that you constantly have the pressure to learn from it, to imitate from it, to benefit from it, to see how that could function in another combination that wasn't there previously. So those who stay open, even during difficult times, they will be the ones who will benefit, who will build the new companies, the new industries, and expand and create the new jobs, and thereby also being more self-confident, and their model will be imitated by more places around the world. And this is also how some of the greatest mythological characters in business do what they do. Steve Jobs of Apple fame seems like also this mythological figure who he was irresistible, just moving towards the great goal. Quite on the contrary, soon after he had come back to Apple and began to restore the computer division, he was asked by a business consultant, "What's your next step? What are you gonna do next?" And Steve Jobs, he just smiled and said, "I will wait. I will wait for the next big thing where I will have a decisive advantage, and then I'll move quickly. So I won't plan for it because I don't know where it's going to happen. But I'll prepare by making up all these different scenarios, by studying what others have done before, and then when something comes up, and it certainly did with digital music, and then suddenly it was the iPod player, and then moving onwards with the iPhone and so on. Wait for it, because he knew that the competition was too heavy in computers and laptops. In that case, go somewhere else, where you have suddenly this glance in your eye where you can make up this great decisive victory.